My guy.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Let me change my name on this because
You think it was what it's got Noel's name, right?
yeah,
Where? Yeah, I just saw that. So I was confused for a quick second.
that is not who I am.
That's not who
No.
you are. You are Akeem. You are your own man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing? How you doing?
Dude, I'm fucking great, man. Like, bro, the podcast has gotten a lot of good fucking feedback.
Really? Have you shown people my video?
Yeah,
Is
bro,
it good?
yes. Yeah, bro, we've been getting good feedback. And good feedback on the podcast. I got licensed on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a potential client call me. 2 days in, bro.
I feel like that's your field though. That's your
They
field.
not ready for this, bro. They're not ready for this. They're not ready for
It's
it.
gonna be you and Miguel in trench coats, man.
Ya tú sabes, somebody. Ya tú sabes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Over with, yo. So when you and your dad are ready to buy property, you know who to come to. Me, not Miguel. I'll
Well,
talk
I don't
Miguel out in
know,
front of y'all.
man.
I'll talk Miguel out in front of
I
y'all.
might have to. We got to look in first. You know, business has been going. You know what
All
I'm
right, fair enough. All right, y'all gonna be doing business. I don't know. Wake up. I'm be like, all right, what's up? How y'all doing?
saying?
I'm here for Miguel.
I'm trying to get there too myself, bro. It's been I'm not gonna lie, it's been a slow week for me.
It
I've
happens,
been
bro. It
staying
happens,
up too late,
bro. You
waking up even later. It's some bullshit, man. But
you're not the only one, bro. Like the first 2 weeks of January, I was up at 4:30 every morning.
yeah,
This past week, bro, this past 2 weeks actually. No, just about this past week. I've been up at like 6,
yeah.
6
I've been.
a.m.
Yeah, I'm
Really,
not. They talking about they want to go out tonight. All this food. I'm not doing nothing. I'm in
man.
the house.
Look, I want to go out so bad, but it's like now that I have like actual bills I can't default on, it's like I don't want to
Responsibilities.
risk getting sick and then not be able to pay that stuff.
Yes, sir. It's
Right.
like
Like it's not what I want.
things with Georgia Tech or GTRI. Nice. I can't ruin that. No.
Dude, I told you this when you first got that because it happened like within 2 weeks of you leaving like our old occupation. I'm so proud of you for that, dog.
Appreciate that, man.
So proud of
You
you,
got to keep
bro.
it going, man. You can't stay around and sit on the ass all the day, all the
Right,
time.
right. Like, bro,
Keep things
like
going. Everything happened for a reason. If I didn't lose that job,
100%,
I'm not
100%.
gonna say what happened.
Like,
But
I think you know how many times like I didn't pass my state test on the first go.
yeah,
Like, bro, I kept going and going and going, and I wanted to quit so bad because I was like, bro, I keep wasting money on this. But it was like I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I stopped. So it was like you just got to keep
yeah.
going.
See,
Sooner or
you got to
later, you're
finish
gonna
what you
get it.
started.
Right. Sooner or later, you're gonna get it.
Got you. I mean, y'all pushing through. You've gone through like 6 different career fields in the past 2 years, though. I'm not gonna lie. Wait,
Right.
every step is a step forward, so I can't be mad at you.
They're all stepping stones, man. Like none of these career fields, like they're career fields to most people, but to me, it was just like I'm here for a short time, bro.
I mean, I'm finally like falling back in love with my car because I have the time to do that now. I'm not working on trucks and cars all day to go
I
back home
peeped.
and
You've
try
been
to
posting mad videos of the beam.
manage with me in that car, bro.
What
I
have you
like
done
it,
to it?
man.
What have you done differently? You're fully stage 2 now, right?
Yeah, well, almost. I still gotta get an upgraded intercooler, but
Okay.
I've had I got the downpipe like 8 months ago.
Yeah. I been remember you got
Sitting
that.
at my boy's shop and he kept calling me like, hey, are we gonna put this on? Put this on. I was like, man, car's tuned. Maintenance is they do all the maintenance on it. Literally everything that
That's
could have
good.
broken has already been changed out. You know, I already stay on top of that car.
Yeah,
Like,
you got it good.
I got that tablet on Christmas. That was my Christmas gift, the tablet. So I was like, fuck it, let me just do
You got
it.
the tablet in the Beamer?
Yeah, tablets in the car. I keep it
Okay.
in the car.
So for the people that are gonna be listening to this, because I know dude, every dude alive is interested in cars. Tell them what being stage 2 actually means, like, and you're like, what
All right.
you have into it, and stuff from there. Just go ahead and like throw a little some of that in there.
All right. So for the people watching this in the Beamers, it's a 11 E90 335 N55 motor. The one that makes less power but it's more reliable. But to the people that don't really know, it's just a BMW inline six automatic turbo car. So as far as stage 2 on these cars is charge pipe, intercooler, downpipe, and a tune. That's like the base stage two.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my car is now without an intercooler. I gotta get an intercooler. I'll probably get that by like summertime. I'm not gonna get it now because it's cold outside. It's like 50 degrees
Right,
almost
right.
every
You
day.
good? You don't. Yeah, you're good. You're
As
pushing.
long as I don't do like back to back to back pulls, that'll be fine. But
Believe it or
once I
not,
get it,
I actually gave up on building the ST.
really?
Stop.
Why?
Because it was like, dude, when I got that car, I had 80,000 miles on it. I'm now
Yeah,
pushing 102.
bro,
So,
I got mine with 73. I'm at 105.
well, my thing was like, I didn't want to like. I actually wanted to like build it, like big
You can't
turbo,
build a
all
build.
that,
Can't
right?
build a build.
Exactly.
And that's why you know how many times I done bought parts of this car and it sat down for months.
I remember.
You
I
got to
remember
find
it happened
time for
outside
the
the
car to
shop.
be
I
exactly,
remember. And my,
exactly.
and I was just like, and dude, being a diesel mechanic ruined it for me. I hate working on my own stuff now.
I'm saying now that you're out of it, you enjoy it a lot better.
Dude, even now, still,
Trust me.
I mean, I might still be recovering, but I hate it. I can't stand it.
You'll
So it was like I'm gonna have to do all this work myself, and I gotta buy all these parts, and I'm into everything else that costs a fuckload of money. So I was like, you know what? I'll build it later. Like I'll build another one later, not this
I
ST.
feel like are you in an apartment now or are you in like your own home?
Townhouse. Yeah,
Garage, you have your own garage?
no, I do not.
I feel like once you get your own garage.
Maybe.
So
I mean,
right
I just want
now,
to do it to a different car though. I think I'm done
yeah,
with the ST. Like I would do it. So I would do it to something else.
yeah, my pops, he's gotten that land now, and once I graduate and like student loans are paid, we talked about him putting a like a building on the property, but if I gotta fund that my damn self, I will fund it. I will fund it myself. I will be
Dude,
the one to pay for the entire
the
building.
only thing I ask for is that you guys get like at least a 3 bay garage,
Oh,
right?
of course.
With the lifts and keep some
It's
beamers
in a
on top and just park cars under the fucking cars. Like,
that's
yeah, bro,
the
do that.
property. The property's in an industrial area, so we won't have any issues with that.
Or what's your
So
plan with it? Y'all just wanted to buy the property to have it?
so basically, so my dad he has a dump truck business. That's like his
Yeah.
current main source of income.
Yeah.
But since like 07, 08, when we had the first property in off Farmers Road, truck parking was like the basically like the passive income is truck parking.
Mm-hmm.
So now he has his own spot now off of Lithonia Industrial off Marble Road, and that's all. That's again, when we first got to that property, half of it was still like bush.
Mm-hmm.
It would rain and like flood out
Mm-hmm.
like the land. You couldn't walk back there. You lose your shoes in mud. So like year by year, we would push back, get an excavator, push back the grass and the weeds. So if you go there now, it's way wide open. It's probably like at least 20, 30 trailers on the lot right now. Like packed
How much are
back
they
in the
paying him
building.
to store their trailers there?
I don't. All right, I'll just say truck parking usually ranges from like 100 to 200.
Where?
Once 250, depending on where you are. So
Let's do some
it's
math right quick because I can't really do math off the top of my head. So I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's getting 200. You
all
said
right.
you said it's like 30 trailers.
Yeah, truck and trailers all together. People coming in.
That's monthly.
Yeah,
That's 6 grand monthly, bro.
it produces. It can produce. It can
Yeah, right.
produce.
It can. It can. It
So
can.
the main goal is we're getting the second property now is going to be our actual. It's no longer renting. We're basically so the person who owns the property that we're at now,
Yeah.
we're buying. What is it? Lease buy.
You
So
said
owner
what?
finance. Owner finance.
Okay. Yeah, I got
So
you.
he owns it. He's gonna sell his land.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
dad
Yeah.
financing. So
Yeah.
it's like 3 acres, I think, 2.5, 3 acres. So the city came out. They did their surveying, sent that off to the city to be accepted, and then once that comes back, they're gonna start laying the ground, like cutting down all the trees and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it's gonna get that. So that's gonna be the new parking area. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
still keep the. We're gonna still pay rent at the first area.
Mm-hmm.
The second, the property they're getting now is gonna actually be his property. He's buying that property. So then that's gonna be basically two wide open for parking. And then once that's moving, we'll get the ball rolling and we get in there. We're probably gonna have like a certain section of it paved out, and that's where we're gonna put the shop so he can start doing his work and stuff on the inside.
Nice. Nice. I want to talk to your dad about getting a piece of property to put trailers and trucks on. Like for me, for myself, because I thought about that a while ago when I saw me, because you know me and Sean were on the road all the time.
Yeah.
We used to pass lots with just filled trucks, and I used to just be like, dude, like all that is like a fenced-in piece of land,
I will tell you right now what's on fire. Lithonia, Covington, Conyers.
bro. You know I used to live in
On
Covington and
fire.
Conyers.
On when it comes to trucking,
Where
on fire right now. There's where my dad has his shop now, there's literally three other places that were bulldozed down, cleaned out for truck parking. And within a month, they were all full to the brim.
and
I'm
that's
talking
it's extremely
massive.
lucrative. Trucks aren't going away anytime soon. Even I mean, truck drivers might go away because Elon
Yeah,
Musk is working on
that's
the self-driving trucks, but the trucks are going to need somewhere to park. The trailers going to need
that's
somewhere to go.
yeah.
So to everybody listening to this, Conyers, Lithonia, Covington, you guys buy property, hit your boy. I got you. Over with.
It's easy because like all you need is to really just have the land leveled out,
Leveled out and fenced.
level it out. Everyone pay per parking spot. How we have it set up basically. When you pull your truck out, you just park your car there.
Right.
It's to the point now where everybody knows their spot. Your spot's always available.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? He has a set customer. He has set customers basically. So you know you always come back to your spot, and then you don't have to worry about someone random coming in and whatever.
So
We
how does
keep
that work with insurance? I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. How does that work with insurance? Does your dad have to keep like a certain type of insurance on there just in case somebody's vehicle does get broken into?
it's kind of just your own thing, honestly.
It's like park at your own risk.
Yeah, park at your own risk. Obviously, I mean, more than likely at this new spot, since it's gonna be his, he's gonna
Yeah.
want to do. But for now, no one really messes with anybody's stuff.
Right, right, right.
Also, it depends a lot on your customers. Once you know your customer base, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because everybody's like, we're all just trying to make a living. We respect. Yeah, I get you. It's like that trucker respect thing.
Basically. So, and then majority of his customers that park also get their stuff serviced by him. Also, we do service their trucks and whatnot.
So with that, how long? So what? How'd your dad make his bones? Was he a truck driver, or was he always a diesel mechanic?
That's a listen. So we got here in 05.
Mm,
Probably got into trucking in like 08, 09. So he
Mhm.
started at all right. So backstory: my dad was an HVAC tech for almost 20 years.
mm.
Came to the country when he was 16. That's basically he got into that HVAC and plumbing. Like that's where he started, doing his little thing as far as financially providing for everyone.
Right.
He had three of us early, 18, 19, 20. I don't know what my parents are going through. They just kept having kids.
Nigga said, yo, another one.
Basically, three of us back to back to back. So we started on that route. And for him, cars is always that hobby. So
Right.
our landlord off of Fenton Avenue in the Bronx, they were Pepper Seed Racing. It's funny because Deshaun, that blue E36 that Deshaun has got,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a sticker on the back of the car from that racing group.
I remember you telling me it was from your. I think you said your uncle in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
My
you.
dad, they all had a group. So that's basically how he got into like working on vehicles. So we moved to Georgia. He had an actual company, NNG, Noel Heating and Air, and he was doing. He had prison contracts, apartment complexes, hospital work. Like
He's big in Georgia, bro.
yeah. Like I remember when things really started taking off, he saw like 96 grand in 6 months.
Dude, I believe so, like the subcontracting I did, the gas lines, all we did was work with HVAC guys.
Yeah.
A certain dude I worked with would have on hand on Fridays about $25,000 worth of checks on him, bro.
Yep.
Just riding around, and I'm just looking at him like, yo, you're like a thug right now. I hope you know that.
That's the thing. Like my dad, it was a small company, so it's good money, but
yeah,
that's still small scale. You gotta like, you know what I'm saying? So
especially when you have 3 kids, like that shit goes quick.
Quickly. So moved to Georgia because obviously New York that's where I was born, but it's not conducive to raising kids. I'll be honest.
100%.
It's one of those places to describe it as like you have too much free time to get into nothing and too much free time and nothing available to do. There's no sports, there's no basketball, there's no football. All you have is like track and field where you got to find your own way to get there, your own way to get back. You're riding trains, riding buses. So,
dude, I love New York.
On the street.
I would never live there. I love New York, but I would never live there.
You're on the street from your, so even when we were like going to school up there, like you're walking to
Right.
school. We got caught a couple times sneaking onto the corner store. My dad came back, snaps us like I said, it's easy to just run road because it's that's
Right.
all you
There's
have to
like a
do,
bunch of there's too much shit to do in New York.
and
There's
nothing to
always
keep you.
something going on.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you look right or left.
And I remember going to school earlier, snow coming up to your knees. We having snow fights in the.
You just go on.
It was a good experience, but as you get older, it's like I said, especially as boys,
Yeah,
knowing myself now, I probably would have been I would be worse off if I stayed in New York.
bro. 100%.
It's just
You know,
worse off.
it's
Like I said,
kind
it's
of
just,
New York. New York has like everything you want.
yeah.
You want to get into shit, you're gonna find shit to get into. If you want to do nothing but like fuck all day, you're gonna find people to fuck all day. If you want to sell drugs, go to that corner. You want to buy drugs, go to this corner. Like there's always something to do. There's always that temptation.
It's
24/7.
and it's not. It's easy to get caught up. You never
100%.
know.
New
Easy
York
to get
doesn't
caught up
sleep.
at all. So we came down here and he started working for Sears, and I think for him it was like the culture shock because things in Georgia are a little bit different, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this is back in this. So when he was working at Sears these times, he was getting service calls out there like Roswell and stuff. And I think what's out there in Roswell and Kennesaw and those. So you know where that's going.
We
So
got stuck in one of those areas, remember?
yeah, it's a culture shock. You go out and see the rebel shop, you're like, what the fuck is a rebel shop? And then you go to a customer's house and he sees you and your skin tone's a little dark and he's like,
That motherfucker's looking at you. Hey, you the guy,
yeah,
bro. You better not
yeah,
steal my shit.
basically. It took him a while to get used to that. And then Sears didn't work out because Sears rip-offs, bro. Businesses like they left the rip-off customers because as a customer, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't tell a capacitor from a compressor. You don't know what's the difference. So if I come on there and tell you, oh shit, your unit's fucked and charge you 10 grand for install,
Right.
you're gonna pay the 10 grand for install. When you could have spent $300-400 on a small part.
Right.
And his thing was honesty. You know what I'm saying? Look out for the small man. A lot of smaller people that obviously don't have 10 grand laying around. I'll do what I can do, but obviously from a sales point of view, your boss is telling you, hey, you're not selling enough.
Right.
So he left that alone, and then we finally got two. We started with a box truck. Terrible idea.
With the box truck?
Someone basically they just sold my dad an idea, and he went with it, and it wasn't what they sold him at all. Someone kind of leads into like box truck is for like local stuff. If you can get in on a couple local distribution centers, you're fine. But like they made it seem like it was gonna be basically like southeast type stuff, like between the Carolinas and Florida. It wasn't.
I get you now.
So that's when we have a family friend that basically gifted him 2 trucks.
Oh wow.
So it was, yeah. Family, I'm talking like family friend.
Oh,
So this is like you've helped me for the past 10 years. So this is like a settlement almost like, hey, I know you're looking for a new route, field to get into.
Right.
2 trucks. And it was like a steady decline of just bullshit. Like trucking industry was rough. It is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Having experienced it all firsthand, rough. So like he's basically like every experience at this point, every experience of my dad is like new.
Mm-hmm.
So you got drivers disappearing, turning their phones off. Crackhead drivers. We had a crackhead driver at one point. Found him strung out. Literally found him in a parking lot, strung out in the back.
Jesus Christ.
Drivers stealing from you. Literally, like you'd send them, you get a fuel advance on your load, and they'd steal the money. Tell you they're putting fuel in the truck when they're not. You got drivers that are pulling up their shops and stealing tires off your truck, putting used tires on, taking the good tires off, selling the tires.
Jesus, dude.
It was bad.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say my grandfather owns a dump truck company, and he kind of has to deal with the same thing. Not necessarily the crackheads or people stealing from him, but just people like coming for a couple weeks and then disappearing off the face of the earth.
It's like the technician industry, mechanic industry. It's a lot of turnover, and it just shit kept going wrong. We had to go. Probably like 3-4 times we had to literally go pick the truck up. This one driver drove the truck to Maryland, called my dad, Told him to fuck himself and stop
To
answering.
Maryland?
Yeah, so we drove to Maryland. We found the truck and literally like we would go look for our truck basically. We found the truck
You
at a
gotta have
lot.
the trackers on it, right?
Nah, mine is just small owner operator stuff. So you don't really know about putting
Right.
trackers, all that upkeep stuff. So
That's crazy.
showed up at this guy's front door and he scared shitless guy. I didn't think obviously he didn't think we were gonna come to his house.
Mm.
Yes. So that we had a driver not pre-trip a truck. We literally so you know trailers. You work on trailers now.
Right.
So the driver rear tandem on the trailer, that entire hub blew off. Tire, both wheels, rim, brakes, everything blew off.
He didn't fucking know, did he?
Didn't fucking know it. He's dragging the axle down the road.
Dude, that happened at fucking Ace. This dude told me and Shawty's like, hey, my fucking truck's wobbling. We're okay, we'll take a look. We go and the front drive axle, fucking tire's gone. Completely gone. And we're just like, did you see this? Goes, oh no, man, I didn't even look.
They don't look. They don't. We drove to South Carolina and had to cross dock an entire 53-foot trailer load of fucking tomatoes.
Damn.
Like the blue truck, my dad drove the blue truck in Texas. It blew both differentials in Texas, front and rear differential. So the power divider and the rear differential blew that.
Dude, how the fuck did that happen?
Listen, bro, when I tell you those two trucks.
Yo, talk about a fucking shit show. Both of them.
Transmission blew. The blue truck. Before we saw the blue truck, it was literally rebuilt motor, fresh rebuilt trans, brand new power divider, brand new rear differential, drive lines. It was so as far as like
what kind of truck was it?
Powertrain Kenworth T600.
Okay.
So as far as powertrain goes, the truck was stout.
Mm-hmm.
Put a big like Borg Warner turbo in it, turned it up to like 500-600 horsepower. Because at that point, that's when my dad started driving it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got tired of all the bullshit. I was like, something's not right. I'm gonna go drive now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you kind of start to like realize, like, hey, I've been getting screwed over for a while because I got drivers telling me I'm getting this fuel mileage when clearly they've been lying.
Right.
You know, I'm making it from point A to point B and back with still half a tank left. So that's when you kind of, I guess, kind of started settling on like, you know what, let me start doing this
hire
myself.
Everybody and do it myself.
Yeah, because at one point we were up to like 7 trucks, and it was just drivers and bullshit and drivers. So he just dialed back and sold everything.
Was he making profit while these guys were screwing him over?
Yes and no. Yes, because he had other. So it's kind of like your second and third business are feeding the first type of thing.
Right. Okay.
You have good periods in time, but as a whole,
he was in the hole going negative.
It was just because you don't really know until you sit back and realize you've been getting robbed. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're making money, but at the end of the week, when you pay your driver on top of him stealing from you, which you didn't know about, and he's making more money than you now, basically. He's
putting you in the negative.
Yeah, it was just rough. And then sold everything. Mind you, all this going on, we still have the shop that we're working at. So that's what I was saying. Like it's kind of like a one business feeds the other type of situation.
Yeah, I get that.
Sold everything, and he picked up a chassis. It was a W900, Kenworth W900 chassis. When we got the truck, there was no engine and no transmission, no nothing.
Just straight rolling body.
Straight rolling body. And this is when he started deciding, like, hey, I'm just gonna do this myself. And when you do things with a clean heart and you just do things yourself, it all falls into place. And that truck was like, it all fell into place with that truck.
That was his baby, wasn't it?
Listen,
he basically built it from the ground up.
Literally, he picked it up one weekend, drove it back down to Georgia. The roller, it was on these ugly orange wheels. It looked like shit. We saw the truck and we're like, damn, you know what? He hasn't failed us yet. Let's do it. That next weekend, he drove to Florida and picked up a second truck, which was the truck for the donor engine. Bought that up. One of his close friends said, hey, I got a truck in Florida. It's been sitting there for like 7 years. I'm not driving it. Take the engine. Fuck it. Drove to Florida, picked it up, got into the shop. It needed an injector. It started right after 7 years. Like,
what kind of engine?
Cat, the 3406C.
So that was the good cats then, right? Not the bullshit ones.
Yeah. Started it up. It had a leak injector. Put an injector in. It was perfect. Pulled it out the truck. We're driving home one night. He's been looking for a transmission. We got a phone call. Someone's like, hey, I got an 18-speed gearbox in my yard. The bell housing is cracked. You can just take it.
Free?
Yeah. So we went up there, just like a 500-pound transmission. This is a heavy ass transmission. I don't know how we got in the back of the truck.
You didn't bring a fucking engine hoist?
No, dude, we were driving home.
Like I said, we are the engine hoist.
Me, Noel, Jeff, and my dad went threw it in the back of the truck. Next morning, dropped it off at the transmission shop, full rebuild, bell housing, everything.
How much did that cost you?
I'm not sure. This is back when we were younger, so we didn't care about money. We just working.
Right, but still, I mean, regardless, even if it costs a good bit, you still like a really good.
I can ask them like what's the cost to rebuild because they've rebuilt a couple of transmissions for them since then. Also, like, they've been working for them for a while, and we found 10 wheels, 10 aluminum wheels. Same way, we paid for the aluminum wheels, tires, and we came on weekend and we put the transmission, clutch, engine, dropped everything in, got the drive line sorted, hooked everything up. We probably spent like 2-3 days of like hard work putting it together. Had an electrician come in fully wired because the engine came out of a Freightliner, so obviously you gotta make everything talk to each other. And once it got on the road, like that's when money started coming in because he was only driving.
So this is you, your dad, Noel, and Jeff just all putting in this fucking work.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool as shit. Like I envy how close y'all are. Like I seriously wish my cousins fucking lived like near me or something. Like that's so cool that you guys have those that bond.
It's always just been us like weekend time. Even back in high school, we used to leave school and go to him at the shop and work. So I've always been like full-time job, full-time school. It's from high school.
Straight working with your hands.
Yes, because it and I'm not gonna lie, I'm used to it. It's almost weird now that I'm making way more money and like I basically have an office job.
And like doing nothing compared to like what you're used to, right?
Like I get in the office and everyone's kind of like looking around, like no one's
lazy, right?
Everyone's kind of just, hey, what's going on? And I'm like,
dude, I fucking hate office talk. It's the weirdest thing.
I've gotten used to it. After my first internship in this, I've gotten used to it. It's part of the game.
Weird, bro. It's like unnatural ways of talking. It's like, hey, Jim, how's the weather? How's your weekend? Oh, it was good, man. Did you see the report?
A lot of small talk.
It's fucking boring.
I will say, but my first internship bothered me because like it was like cursing there was like forbidden. It was so weird. Like,
we were in the shop to say, where the fuck's my shit?
Yeah. I remember somebody was like, we were in the EVC and he drops, he's like, oh shit. And he started looking around. I'm like, bro, you about to get punished? What the fuck?
Should nobody heard
of it? I leave work and I go in my car and I'm just like, fuck. I gotta get that out.
Can I take a smoke break? You just go out there and start cursing?
Basically, that's how it was. It was just no one wanted to curse. Obviously, working in a shop, bro, they sing. They just sing.
Right. You're gonna hear that shit.
It's all the way up to upper management, bro. They just sing. Whatever happens, you just curse.
Dude, it's like office settings are so weird. Like this is like ever since I've been in the real estate office. Like today, I left my shirt I left like the top 2 buttons undone, showing the chest tat. I haven't taken my nose ring off. I'm not going to. Like the first day on my interview, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna assert dominance. So I'm just walking around, chest tat out, nice Cuban link. And I'm just looking at all the people dressed up like shirt and ties, like, what's up? I'm the local new guy here taking over the city.
I will definitely say, and I realize this, and like our generation, I think we're finally breaking down to like that stereotypical office look.
You don't need it.
You don't. I feel like there's different ways to look nice. Obviously, there's a professional look that you need to keep up.
Right.
100%. But that doesn't mean like full prep, bro. Like we can't. I'm not wearing khakis every day, bro. I'm not wearing
dude, khakis are not nice to me. Khakis and like a polo shirt just doesn't look good to me.
I'm not doing that here. Maybe once or twice a week, but like Fridays when it's time to wear jeans, I'm jeans, Air Force Ones, like that's and a nice shirt. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, I get it. Like
casual day.
Me, I don't like the basic office look because all it is a white shirt, black tie, black pants, ugly ass loafers. I like wearing nice dress shoes, nice slacks, nice button-down shirt, I'm gonna have it unbuttoned. Like I'm gonna look fresh. I'm not here like a robot. Like I'm gonna look fresh. I'm gonna keep my nose ring in. Got the pinky ring on. You see me?
Yeah. I'm glad that I've been in workplaces that gave us like 2-3 days a week to kind of just, like my first internship, it was Fridays were casual and Wednesday was like a company day where you wear your jeans and company shirt.
Right.
So you look comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But that office,
dude, I'd
where I'm at now, like
if I worked the office.
Obviously, you said what?
If I worked like a regular office 9 to 5, like in a cubicle, I'd shoot myself in the foot.
I'd fall asleep. I can't sit down all day.
I'd jump off a fucking bridge before I do that shit.
That's why I like the lab. Like I get up and just walk around. I'll stand and work, and I'm just.
You have a lab coat?
Nah.
Oh, come on, bro.
Regular clothes.
I'll fucking get you one, dog. I'm gonna get you a lab coat.
In there with a lab coat, bro.
Look official.
Like, who is this guy? Is this the intern?
No, dude, walk around like you own the place. That's what I do at the real estate office. I just walk around. Hey, how are you? They're like, are you new? Like, yeah.
I do what I can. I do what I got hired to do, man. I do what I got hired to do.
Fair enough. How's that been? Has it been cool since we last spoke?
Oh yeah, it's been nice.
Word.
It's been. I had like 2 meetings this week. Presented a new design. They liked it. Kept going with that. So it's going well.
You're still doing the military applications, right?
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of basically.
Does that change now that we have a new president? Like, does the president affect that at all? Because don't some presidents like historically and statistically speaking, like Republican presidents usually put more money towards the military. So with now us having a Democratic president, like is that money gonna affect you guys and what you guys do with your drone applications?
I don't know. I doubt it. Because a lot of we have like a lot of different sponsors also.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're always going to have like sponsors that are pitching things to the military. There's always going to be like the need for technological advancements. So it's like, even if the military doesn't take your design or whatever, it's always going to be someone else is willing to pick it up.
Some other application you can use it on.
Yeah. So it's always going to be there.
Got you. I was just wondering. It literally just it just came across my head. I was like, I wonder.
No, I mean, we'll see. We'll also see because we never know. I think, as you said, like throughout history, Republicans obviously spend a lot more money on defense stuff compared to Democrats. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, we're like a weekend, 4 days in.
Yeah, we're 3. I think it was the 20th. We're 2 days.
Yeah, 20th. So we're a couple
2 days in, bro.
2? It's
only 2 days in.
This has been a month. This has been a month, man.
So before we get into the good shit, like the shit you've been sending me and the shit we tried to get into last time, let's talk about the fucking air fryer. Cause my guy, I love the fucking air fryer.
Listen,
that shit is nice.
Listen, it doesn't matter what it is. If you put it in the air, best way to explain air fryer to me. Like explain the air fryer for me. There is only one way to reheat food, and that is an air fryer.
Is that what you did? Is that what you did today with the beef patty, or did you?
No, it was a frozen one that I had put in there.
Oh, I was doing one from scratch.
No. I'm talking like my main sell on air fryers. Microwave doesn't cut it. Oven dries it out. Air fryer,
dude. Since we have a Ninja Foodie, so like it has a bunch of different things. But since we've gotten it, dude, we have not turned on the oven, not once.
Nope.
Have you made a steak in the air fryer?
No, I haven't done that yet.
King, do it.
Air fryer steak?
Do it. Did you see the steak I posted on my Instagram?
Yeah.
Air fryer. Air fryer. Bro, so I'm really passionate about that steak. Okay, that steak. I love that.
It was a pretty good looking steak. I can't even count.
So I put it in the air. So I seasoned it. I got this nice little blend. It's I don't know what it's called. Got it from Target.
Yeah.
It's a nice blend. It was like salt, pepper, and garlic. Just a blend of it, not just regular salt. I don't know. It smells differently than salt, pepper, and garlic mixed together.
Himalayan or whatever salt.
Yeah, so I seasoned that on it, and then I put it. You ever heard of backyard seasoning?
I've heard it before.
Cream of the fucking crop. Cream of the fucking crop. I put that on there. Delicious. I throw it in the air fryer for 10 minutes because I like my medium rare. Medium, not medium rare. Put it in there for 10 minutes. Flip it when it gets to 5. So once it gets to 5, I have the pan going. I have a pan going, and I throw some green onions in there. Throw some green onions and some avocado butter. Dude, I didn't. Avocado butter is the butter nobody knew they needed. It's delicious.
Avocado butter?
Avocado butter, bro. It's fucking bomb.
Me and avocados don't get along, man.
Nigga, me neither. My girl put me on avocado. Man, I just had some goddamn guacamole she made.
Yeah.
Delicious. So yeah, I pan seared it. I pan seared it with the avocado butter and the green onions. That's it. Like 15, 30 seconds each side. That was it. Dude, it was the best fucking steak.
That's gonna make me hungry, man. I'm gonna have to go find something to eat soon.
As a matter of fact, one more thing before we get into the good shit. Tomorrow, Conor McGregor is fighting. Are you watching the fight?
I haven't. Nah.
You're not gonna watch it?
I don't. I'm not paying for it. You know me. If I don't like paying for shit, nigga.
You don't want to go? We might go out and watch it. If we go out and watch it, you trying to pull up?
We'll play by ear.
Word.
By ear. Yeah.
I got a podcast due tomorrow at 7, so probably gonna spend an hour and a half, 2 hours on that, and after that, yeah, we're gonna go out and
Okay.
watch Conor.
We'll keep that in there.
Word. All right, so now let's get into some of the stuff you've been sending me.
All right, so let's start. Let's lay the little ground effects. Obviously, we got
go ahead, brothers. Preach.
Got a new president came in, Biden.
Yeah.
Obviously, not the number one pick. I will say that. I voted for him, but I didn't vote for him because obviously, that's like my number one. I'm gonna say this now for anybody watching this. I don't believe in politicians. I'm not like a super political guy. I don't
Agreed.
praise people for doing their jobs. I'm not gonna praise a fish for fucking swimming.
Right.
They supposed to represent us. The least they can do is listen to us and not go behind our backs and shove shit into little articles no one's gonna read because there's 7,000 pages.
That's what they do, dude. They push bills, open it up, and stuff new shit in there.
Yeah, and then your deadline's tomorrow. I'll put it in today, knowing it's got 700 pages.
Right, nobody can read it.
But obviously, anti-Trump. Fuck that guy. And it again. Look at the camera. Say it. Not a liberal, please. I feel like I have to start every conversation like that. I'm not a liberal.
That's because you know why you have to do that? Because most people identify instantly. Just like me as a Democrat, this is how I feel. Like it's so weird, dude. It's like people want to be a part of different groups so bad.
As I texted you, because I voted for him, I now have the Apple News feed. There's a thing on there. His first 400 days. I read it like religiously now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that if anyone comes up to me, hey, you voted for Biden, I'm gonna tell you what he has been doing.
I want to commend you on that because you're actually keeping up with shit. Because one of we've talked about this before when we worked together. One of my biggest pet peeves is party loyalty. People voting for whoever's running in that party just because they're in that party. I am not a believer of that. I'm like, yo, that might be a fucking dickhead right there. Well, it doesn't matter if he's a Democrat or not, or a Republican or not. If he's a cunt, he's a cunt. It shouldn't matter if he's a part of your party or not. I feel like we should put ourselves as Americans, as a country first versus, our groups. You know what I'm saying?
That in itself was like my biggest takeaway from Trump's presidency. It got to the point where it was no longer you saw this at the Capitol riots. People were taking down the American flag to hang Trump flags. Was that not puzzling to anyone? I didn't see that as let me take a step back and look at what's been going on the past 4 years, because he's literally radicalized a huge portion. We can no longer say, oh, it's a small group of them, as you saw at the damn Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? This is he has a basis.
I want to let's I agree that he's radicalized a lot of people, but at the same time, I do want to say this because I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I was saying that the Democratic Party has gotten so radical in itself. Yeah. I feel like they create some of their own enemies by saying all Republicans are racist, which isn't true because we know a lot of Republicans. Not all Republicans are racist, but when you say all Republicans are racist, just because everybody that voted for Trump is a racist. I feel
There's
like that creates a lot more enemies than you actually have.
there's no more in between. There's
Yeah,
no
no,
more in
it's not.
that I'll say that. On both sides, there's no more in between.
Not at all. You either
There's
this
no
way or that
more
way.
there's no more agreeing to both. It's either and I've been called you support the Second Amendment, and then it's like you're terrible, you're a shitty person, all
Right.
this, that, you want to kill people with AR-15s, and I'm just like, no,
Now that works.
not that works. We take away guns and people start getting stabbed, like in the UK, which
Dude, fuck.
like okay, so
Nobody talks about that shit.
43,000 stabbings in a year.
Nobody talks about that shit.
43,000 stabbings in a year. Well, you
I
have no
won't even
guns.
cap. I won't even cap. I would much rather get shot than stabbed.
Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
It takes much more to stab someone, in my opinion. You don't
But
get
not
to
even
stab
that.
someone.
If I'm gonna survive one, what happened to you? I got fucking shot, bro. Like, oh my god, you survived it? I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking thug. And I just, what'd you get stabbed with? Butter knife. Yeah,
It's
butter
just
knife.
people getting shivved. Like you get into an argument, you look down like you're bleeding. You don't even feel it. You try to walk away, you're like, yo, my legs ain't kind of heavy right now. What's going on?
Dude, you know what?
Like,
I want to bring back dueling. I want to bring back dueling.
I don't even know why that was a thing. To be honest with you. That was legalized murder.
Bro, it was a thing because their guns were inaccurate. You would stand on
legalized murder, bro. Legalized murder.
Bro, if I went back in time with my Glock and dueled motherfuckers with how accurate a Glock is compared to what they had, their fucking muskets.
You're a witch. Could have called you a witch and burned you with a stake. It never went well either way. But yeah, it was like, I mean, it's just been either like a hardcore leftist liberal or you're like a super conservative. I'm like, well, no, because I kind of believe in, appreciate I like ideas from both sides. I feel like
Creates a balance.
It's a balance. I feel like there's no way you can be 100% conservative and there's no way you can be 100% liberal.
No, but that's what the groups want you to believe that you can.
It's impossible, but no, that's how nothing gets done, right?
Right.
Like, okay, so I sent you a tweet about Biden. First day in, he froze the federal student loans. He froze the payments and froze the interest. I'm like, okay, cool, and that's supposed to be September. Now, I don't care if you were already working since the pandemic, you already paying back those student loans, and you now have from now till September to not pay them and not be penalized.
It's gonna help.
You have no reason in September not to be able to pay back up your payments. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I feel like a lot of people have like a misunderstanding. Like, okay, the government's supposed to help you. Cool. It's not a fucking babysitter, bro. You gotta.
You're talking to millions of Americans that like they want to be told what to do. Like they can't act on their own. There's a lot of people like that, unfortunately. Like they can't lead themselves. They have to be told what to do. That's why you have these people that worship these politicians like the gods.
And then that information hit Twitter. I love Twitter. Yes. So whenever anything new happens, you're right there as it's going on.
Twitter is amazing. There should be its
own entity.
I'm not even on Twitter.
Its own entity.
I'm not even
like
on Twitter.
When the original rioting started, like when the protesters looting, like I'm talking like second by second, you're seeing videos, and obviously these are videos that weren't supposed to be out because you got a couple of them getting shut down.
Right.
By the police themselves and different entities. Like, hey, let's not.
Are you referring to the Capitol Hill stuff? Or?
No, the original. I'm talking like back in the summer.
Oh, okay.
What happened in Atlanta?
Got you. Like, okay, got
you. When that started, and then that's kind of what like put things into perspective. Like, yo, this country's kind of like a shit show right now. What?
We're eating ourselves.
Like, things were getting bad, but you saw that. I'm like, hey, we're protesting police brutality, and yet we're a weekend. I have a Twitter thread with over 1,000 new cases on camera of police brutality. Like, you guys are kind of fucking yourselves right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, how about not on camera? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on camera now. How about stop proving them right? You see what I'm saying? I'm like, shit's getting kind of bad.
There's a lot. Hold on. Because you said a couple things. So I'm going to push the police brutality thing to the end right quick.
Believe,
So
I
like
believe it.
with all these riots and stuff, just the violence period. You said first off, we're eating ourselves alive. We're shooting our own foot. But like this pandemic, dude, I blame the politicians on how the people reacted because like
Yeah.
this pandemic should have been
Over
the
within like 2 months.
struggle we needed for everybody to come together.
And it also should have been done within like 2 months, 2, 3 months.
Correct. But it got extremely politicized instantly. Instantly. We should have came together, but instead we had, Democrats pointing at Republicans saying, "Oh, like they don't fucking believe it's true," or Republicans pointing at Democrats saying it's fake. Like, bro, like what? There's real
And
statistics showing that people are
at
dying.
the center of it, what I don't agree with on both parties. One, the Republicans have always been know how to make money.
100%.
That's their thing. And they found out about the virus. A lot of politicians
I read
camping.
about that. I didn't know. A lot of people were talking about it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I had to look
that
it
is
up.
a legitimate thing. He basically found out about it, he invested in a couple companies that were for like medical equipment. So they lined their pockets, and that means that they knew about the virus and took it serious enough to line their pockets with it, and then pointed fingers back at the Democrats. And the Democrats found out about it and were like, "Hey, let's just blame this. Say they don't want to do shit."
Right.
They themselves weren't exactly, hard pressed to get shit moving.
Right. 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 Of course.
Then when it came time for the initial COVID bill, the Republicans, obviously being Republicans, the dollar comes first. They tried to sneak a lot of things in to aid companies and friends that they have. Politicians. Basically, what it boils down to again, what I started with, politicians are shitty fucking people on both
Dude,
sides.
they're
They
corrupt.
don't actually care about the American people. They don't care.
Don't.
They know how to get you pumped up and get you believing, but when it comes down to it,
Dude, they say stuff for sound bites and they say stuff to get reelected. Now,
and they do things to put money right back in their pocket. That's what they've always done.
I think it's the SEC. I'm kind of stupid, so it might not be the SEC, but I think it's the SEC that's taking sanctions against all these politicians that had these the insider trading info on that because that's illegal. That's
It's
illegal.
illegal.
Um, the police brutality. Let's get there right quick. I have a very simple solution. Reform. Simple as that.
Yeah,
Reform in the idea of it shouldn't be. I don't think it should be easy to become a police officer. It's actually extremely easy. I'm not putting shame
it's
to the
harder
good
to become a
officers out there.
detective. It's harder to become a detective.
Yeah, I'm not putting shame to the officers that went through the training because it's not baby shit easy, but it's not
Yeah.
as hard as it should be. Like I think it should be hard, like extremely hard to test your character like buds. You shouldn't have kids that power hungry kids that may have gotten bullied in high school getting into a position of power. Also, I feel like they should all learn how to defend themselves without a weapon
Yep.
because if you get that muscle memory and you know what power you possess with just your bare body, your weapon's not going to be your first line of defense. And I feel like that's a big thing because I mean I'm not a dickhead. Like at the end of the day, we are putting people, regular citizens, in extremely stressful environments where anybody they could possibly walk up on could kill them.
Mhm.
They don't have therapy. They don't have time off to decompress. It's not like in the military where you get when you get sent home for leave.
Yeah.
They don't have that. They're just basically they give a couple months of training, badge a gun. Here you go. Protect the citizens, uphold the law. Don't die.
Yeah. And I also believe there needs to be reform. And I feel like where we start now, where we need to start, if you're a police officer with more than two official reports against you, and if it's a report of violence, you need to be sidelined and benched. And it needs to be an official investigation.
Yeah, seriously looked into.
Because there's way too many officers. Like, okay, I'm trying to think of like an exact moment, but it's not coming to right now. But if you have a history as an officer, especially in your personal life of being aggressive, you're on desk duty. The second you get an official infield issue, you're done. Like
Yeah, you need a mental evaluation at that point to
I
make sure
don't
you're
get to
still
be a
good.
doctor and misdiagnose every fucking day. I'm
Right,
gone.
right,
I don't get that option. I don't have that. That's not an option. My mom's the RN, emergency room RN for over 25 years, and she does not get that option.
right.
As a nurse, she doesn't get that option. So why is it that the people that are supposed to protect us and I I don't feel I'm not afraid of police. I just get really uneasy. I don't like
I'm
being
not.
around police.
I'm not afraid of them. I've had like maybe one bad experience with a cop.
Yeah.
And it was very mild if you think about it. I was 15. I was walking to Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning because I was just playing fucking video games all goddamn night. I get stopped. First thing he asks me is, "Where's the weed?" I was like, "I don't smoke." He was like, "Don't play with me. Where's the weed?" He starts looking around. I straight up said, I was like, "You asking me this because I'm black? Like, I don't, dude, I don't smoke." You know,
Yeah.
exchange of words, but other than that was good. But let me tell you this one story. This happened to me. I don't know if you saw this on my Instagram. It was back in September. I got a ticket for speeding.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, or maybe a week later, I got pulled over again because of the tinted tag cover I had.
Yeah.
So she pulls me over. She's mad cool. Hey, why I pulled you over? I knew what she pulled me over, but I said no. I said no. She was like, oh, your tag cover's kind of tinted. Whatever, whatever. Is there a weapon in the car? I was like, yes, ma'am. Got my Glock on me. It's in the door. It's in the door. She was like, okay, don't reach for it. Kept my hands up. I was like, she was like, don't reach for it. Do you mind if I open it or open your door, take it, put it in the trunk? I was like, yeah, go ahead. So she does that. And as she does that, I hear her, call in, just, checking in. So, hey, whatever, here, weapon on site or whatever. And when she said that, bro, I saw like 4 cops pull up. Scared the shit. I'm sorry, 3 cars. I saw 3 cars pull up, but I saw 4 cops. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, where the hell did that other guy come from?
Yeah.
I knew I was good. I knew why she did it. No, I knew why she did it. I wasn't upset. But to me, I was like, especially with the climate going on, I was like, you should explain to people what you're getting ready to do so you don't have people freaking out in the driver's seat. Because I was tripping. I was texting my girl like, yo, like 4 cops pulled up. I'm kind of scared right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, nah, I'm good. I put my strap. She got my strap. We're cooperating. Everything's good. And they came to the window. They was cool. But like, still, like, you should tell people that way they aren't freaking out when they see that shit.
The procedure. Say it's a procedure. Say, hey, for my safety, we're gonna need an extra officer here.
Right.
But 4 cops showing up is that in itself is like a scare tactic. Like,
Yeah, it was a bit much. It was a bit much.
man, it's like I didn't lie. I told you where it was. I let you take it. Run it. You're gonna see that I'm good. Let's not make this more than needs to
Right.
be.
Like I said, I understand. Like you said, I understand you got to call one just in case, but 3,
Yeah, but
they were cool as shit though. They were cool as shit though. Like they rolled up, he's like, hey, nice car. He's like, how
yeah.
fast you've gone in it? I was like, yeah, pretty fast.
But then the thing with that also is like they can be nice, but not everyone wants to deal with the police. There are people that are genuinely afraid of the police. So like
Right.
that could have led to a bad reaction for the simple fact that they are afraid of police.
Could have, yeah,
Not
100%.
because they want to be a dickhead, but like people freeze.
Mm-hmm. And
I,
they can take their scaredness as nervousness.
and it's not. It's just like I've seen this 300 times on the internet, and 300 times people have died.
Right.
You literally just feel like, damn, like you
There's
see what
got
I'm
to
saying?
be there's a loss of communication between the keepers of the peace, quote unquote, and the
Yeah.
people. Because back in the day, officers used to patrol the neighborhoods and like get out and talk to people. It was like everybody was
No.
officers,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like that's gone now.
Now it's just anybody comes out and say, I'm a police officer. I got beat up for 4 years in high school. Let's go pull this guy for a speeding ticket and be a dickhead.
Right.
I was pulled over one time from my tag being out. And I always say it now, I'm notorious for not getting my tags on when I was supposed to.
Do better.
It's the little fact that, bro, I always got shit going on. And then literally, if it's not Saturday or Sunday, it's probably not getting done.
Right.
You can't go to the tag office you know what I'm saying, Saturday and Sunday. So he pulls me over, he comes out, he's like 5'4". no, you just know. He had
Short-fuse
the
syndrome.
sunglasses on, and he chest is up in the air, and he's
He's feeling himself.
taking his job very seriously. Say, good afternoon, XYZ. I say, what's going on? You know, I pulled you over. I said no. I didn't even think about my tag. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The reason I pulled you over, your tags are out. I was like, dang, my fault. He's like, is there a reason why they're out? I was like, full-time job, full-time student, live in Gwinnett, go to school in Kennesaw. I never stopped moving. So that's just
Right.
it. But like his questions and it's like barking, and I'm like, each question, each statement, I'm in there like, oh, you want to piss me off, bro. Like you're doing
Right.
a lot. And he goes back and he's running my license and everything, and I'm like, bro, there is no record, so I know you're not back to looking at shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like this is not taking you that long. It's not. He comes back and it's more barking. You need to get this done. I'm like, okay.
Thanks, dog. I didn't know that.
Soon. You go soon. I'm like, and I get ready to. I was gonna say, like, hey, do you want to write the ticket? Like, you can just write it. I'm fine either way. Like,
Don't you?
obviously, you feel like you've like ruined your day because my tags are out. Like, I didn't bother you. Why are you being a dickhead? And you can tell, like, it's like they're waiting for that one little remark.
That could be a number of things though. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they gotta go home to who knows, maybe a asshole wife, maybe dickhead kids.
We all do.
Like there's gotta, but what I'm saying is there has to be more evaluation in terms of police officers to make sure they're okay mentally. Because
Yeah.
if you're having people have bad days. If you're having a bad day, like a really bad day, you got shit going on in your life, maybe you shouldn't be out, with a badge and a gun doing things. And no, that's no disrespect to them. It's not talking shit, but shit happens when you're not in the best mood. That it happens.
But
And they shouldn't be punished for that though. I feel like the department should be like, hey, they should be comfortable enough to go to the department and say, hey, I got a lot of shit going on right now. Can I get a couple of like, mental health days? And like, yeah, here, take a few paid days. Come back when you're feeling better. Like, I would much rather, dude, we could spend the money on that versus, the shit that could happen because somebody had a bad fucking day.
there's a lot of that, but also, and I realized this like this weekend. I mean, with the Capitol, what happened at the Capitol.
Mm.
The video that I saw, I'm not gonna lie, the video kind of ruined my day. It wasn't a bad video, but you ever see some shit and you're like, damn.
Yeah, I think we talked that day.
So the video it's basically it's in the Senate chambers. Like the cop walks in. He was like, hey, is there by any chance that I can get you guys to leave? Like I paused the video and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And like I'm like, this is he didn't. He's like, hey, any chance? And I'm like, no way. I started playing that part. I'm just
Gotta
like,
ask you to leave.
and one guy responds, hey, we're not tearing the plates apart. And I pause it again. I'm like, you're not fucking serious. Are they talking about this? So I'm in my mind, I'm like, you can tell that there are police officers that get up every day and they put their political mask on and take it to work. You see what I'm saying? Like they take it directly.
Unfortunately so, you were right.
And I'm like, you can tell he's like, damn, I wish I was clocked out right now to be with them. But I gotta do my job.
Gotta look like I'm doing it on camera.
And that is where like we keep having issues with officers like where you pull over someone that's black or minority. Your political mask is still on. Your president's telling you this guy's probably a fucking rapist. So what do you?
Right. You're gonna profile him.
You're gonna profile him, and that's like I'm not going to work every damn day. A lot of what we do goes to DOD. I'm obviously not the most patriotic. I'm not gonna say fuck the military. I'm not gonna work today.
Right.
Like why leave your politics at the door and just let it be your job?
Reasonable people can do that, but reasonable people have disappeared in this fucking society. It's all about radicalism because radicalism is what gets to the top of the fucking heap now. That's all you see
on both sides.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like back to the Bernie Sanders thing, right? I'm not Bernie Sanders. Biden.
Yeah.
Pause the student loan repayment, federal student loans repayments pause, no interest. Going through I think reading through the comments on Twitter is much more than it's better than the actual tweet. There's always like some politician or some, what's the word? Like a political figure or a public figure that's very intertwined in politics that's making like a comment. And I'm reading everyone's like, oh, that's good. Now get rid of all student loan debt. And I'm like, bro, it's day fucking 2. Calm down. Can we?
Time out
It's
from the
not that
play.
simple. It's not that
It's
simple.
not. You can't just make it disappear.
And 2, hey, you now have till September to get off your fucking ass, bro. Like, get up and let's
Dude,
come on. Let's start. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I
people are
have $80,000 in
lazy.
student loans and I'm given almost a full year to say, hey, let's make it happen. If it's even for you to put all that money that you were supposed to be spending aside, you're now 8 months in. You do got to start back. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
let's take government help and help the government also. Let's. It's like it says it basically says it in the Bible where you can't sit around praying to God all day hoping God's gonna take care of you. You got to pray, ask God for what you want or what you need, and then get up the next morning and go work towards it.
right.
That's life.
Did
You
you
see what I'm
did you
saying?
ever look up that guy Jocko Willink?
No, just the video that you sent me. I only saw the videos.
Okay. So he has a thing, he has a video. I think the video is called Bust That Door. And like I said, Jocko was he's a Navy SEAL. And the video is basically saying like you can spend the whole time in the planning period, but sooner or later you're gonna have to bust that door. You're gonna have to just bust through the door and get it done. So, brother, I think you're having connection issues. Oh no. This is not good. Let me text him right quick. Brother, you're having connection issues. This is what I get for having. Damn. Fuck. Well, that was fun. Yo.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir. We're back. Yeah, gotta. I saved the first video. Having issues again, dog. Es no bueno. Es no bueno.
We back in now? Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're back in the business, Akeem.
Where do we leave off at?
You were talking. We were talking about you said in the Bible you can pray to God all day long, but you got to put the work in. And I was telling you about Jocko.
Yeah.
He has this video called "Bust That Door" where he basically says you can spend the whole time in the planning period, but sooner or later you're gonna have to just bust the door and get it done.
You're gonna have to get it done. Yeah. And it's like, obviously we've got a lot going on. The pandemic didn't make it any better. But if you're expecting him to come in and just like, here, let's just do everything for you.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not how that works.
It's like the same thing where people thought that like voting Trump out of office was just gonna fix everything. Just
why would it?
just
Biden's a piece of shit
January
too, so
20th, everything's gonna go back to normal like that. Like
what's
that's not
normal?
how that works.
This country's been shitty for a while. What's normal?
Correct. Yeah, what is normal?
What is normal in America? I mean, granted, it's been a rough 4 years, and I'm not saying that as like a anti-Trump guy. I'm saying in general, like
It's been a crazy fucking 4 years.
crazy. It's been crazy. We still don't have the wall that wasn't built.
The fucking wall, the social justice shit. It's all fucking weird. Cancel culture.
Listen, I saw a screenshot of D2L from like college the other day, and his professor's asking her students like, "Hey, what are your pronouns?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that, bro. Like, fuck that, bro. Like, listen, listen. Where's my thing on society? All we need to do is respect each other, and that's that.
Respect each other and stay the fuck out of your own, out of other people's business.
That's it.
Mind your fucking business.
Mind your fucking business. Whatever
you do, as that.
It's not my problem.
Dude,
it's not my concern. If I see you, if we go out, if my waiter, waitress, whoever is gay, trans, it's not my fucking problem. They're at work the same way we all go to work. Right. I'm not buying a fucking, hey, I need a straight waiter. I'm not.
Right. It's not that serious, man.
It's not that fucking serious, bro. It's life. You're not we're not all supposed to be the same. We're not all gonna be. We're not all gonna be.
We're not.
We're people. We're fucking people. Leave it at that.
But
But I'm
that's
not going out of my way to call you they. I'm not doing that shit. I'm
yeah.
not.
I
I'm
tell
not
you, bro,
like
I can't do that. Like if I accidentally like if I accidentally call a dude who is wearing a wig, if I accidentally call him sir, it's like, hey, you know, I identify as a woman. I'm like, my bad, bro. I'll call you ma'am. I'll do
well,
that. I'll do that. But when it comes to the they, I'm too stupid to remember that it's got to be
I like to use
they though.
words that are just open across the board. I say guy or stuff like that. Like
You said what?
I say like guy. I'll say guy or
Guy.
I'll ask you your name. What's your
Sexist
name?
asshole.
And I'll call you by your name.
You're
That's
a
that.
sexist. You are a sexist. You call him guy.
That's fine. We're all gonna be hated one way or another. That's fine. But like it's just bad. Like
Weird.
I feel like no matter what side you're on, you always feel like you're gonna say the wrong thing.
100%. Dude, people are sensitive.
I
It's
feel like that
simple as
in
that. People
general.
are sensitive now.
I guess times when I feel like, damn, am I not liberal enough, or am I? You see what I'm saying? It's like, am I gonna say? Am I gonna
There's
say the
no
wrong
such
thing?
thing, dude. The liberals, they eat themselves alive. They eat their own,
That's
they
what I'm
shoot
just
themselves
like,
in the
bro.
foot.
Like,
It's
this is.
weird, man. It's weird. I stay out of it. I stay out of politics. I mind my fucking business. You
I,
know.
I keep my own opinion on politics. I let my opinions be my own.
Right. Let me ask you, were you ever raised to keep your political views to yourself?
I was raised by immigrant parents to just be a regular fucking person.
Okay, well, I was raised, and I don't remember if my parents taught me this or if I learned this in school. I was always told to keep your political views to yourself. That's something that you don't like put out there.
Let it be.
And so, but social media has taken that away. Like people air all their business out there, all their business, everything. Like, bro, fucking shorties across the street has three different dudes. If she has three different dudes, three different boyfriends, you're gonna hear about it on Facebook. She's gonna tell you. Jax just found out about Tim, and now Todd is mad.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, people put everything on fucking social media. It's weird.
It's it's also made people a lot more open to spreading like misinformation. I feel like we're in the age of misinformation,
100%.
and
It's
it all
because
leads
that's what
back to
gets views.
politicians because on both sides. So like, if what's the scenario like back to in the United Kingdom, there's no guns, right? If you're a Republican and you're pushing a story that's about the United Kingdom not having weapons, what are you going to push? They've had 42,000 stabbings this year. This is why we need guns, right? But you're not going to push the side of that that says, "Hey, gun violence is literally no,
They never
like
do.
doesn't
They
exist."
never
I'm
do.
not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that there's a part of that that works because that's not what you need to hear. To me, that's not what I think you need to hear. Then flip it to the Democrat side of things. Hey, they have no gun violence. Boom, that's it. Point blank. Period. I'm not going to tell you that there's 40,000 stabbings a year.
Right.
I'm not going to mention that because you you don't even know that. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think
That's
anything's
why I thought.
supposed to be one way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again. I'm sorry.
No,
I
no, no.
need to stop doing that. I feel like we're not supposed to be one way or the other. We're supposed to
That's
fly
what it
down the
is.
hill and just pull stuff from both.
That's where we are. You have media outlets on both sides that's doing that day in and day out.
Right.
I'm going to push half narratives, and I know you're so in tune to Fox News, you're not actually going to go watch CNN.
It's echo chambers, dude.
Yeah, and I know you're so in tune to CNN, and you've got, all I need to do is fly an LGBT flag behind me when I'm doing my meetings, and all I got to do is, and you're hooked. You see what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
that on both sides.
You gotta just put what you
And
want to see in front of your face.
on both sides of things. And that's where we are now is like, hey, I'm going to just think what I think. I'm not actually listening to you, and I'm going to vote for who I vote, not thinking that maybe the politicians that I'm voting for are not actually putting my best interests ahead. And I say that for the simple fact that a majority of Trump's followers don't make enough to matter to him. Like you don't actually make enough money to
All the time.
like you're never gonna actually see the benefits of what he's doing. Hey, he's getting our jobs back. He's cutting taxes. You don't even make enough money to matter to the taxes that are being cut. It don't matter.
That's funny. That's like, but that was
And
like the same. That was the same thing with who was it? Who proposed that tax plan on people that make over $400,000? Was that Biden?
It it might have been. I think it
I
might
think
have
it
been a
was
different.
Biden. And I saw
Might have been.
people, sharing it and was like, we will like people on my Instagram who shared us like, we'll never make over $400,000. So why any of you guys complaining? And I saw that, and that kind of it rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, y'all might not be making $400,000 at one point in your life, but like the route I'm going, I'm gonna fucking get there. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of went off track with that. I just don't like
No,
that
you're good.
protest type
You're
of thing.
good. But it's just like I don't know, man. American politics. I feel like I joined politics at the worst time, bro. It's just
It's dude, politics is
well, we're at the age where we can no longer avoid politics. You can't avoid it anymore.
who the fuck can't?
You
Who the
can't.
fuck can't?
Can't. You kind of got to stay a little bit in tune. You kind of
That's the
have to.
main reason I'm off of Twitter.
Yeah. But
I just like to talk shit about politics. That's about it. But as far as actually discussing politics, I won't do it.
like it's I don't know. I realize, especially with like leaning back to Trump, people are gonna believe whatever the fuck they want to believe.
100%.
Like he went like back to build the wall and start off build the wall. All of his hardcore followers, yeah, Mexico's gonna pay for it. Now, if you had any form of sense, you would know that was never gonna fucking happen. And then he comes on and says, "Well, we're gonna charge the American people, we're gonna raise their taxes, but in the end, Mexico will pay for it." And what does his followers do? Well, we need the wall, so I don't mind paying for it. That's my point. Stop letting this motherfucker just put shit in your head. Like you just like,
The
you're just
wall,
listening. You're just like,
the walls.
why would we pay for that? Walls don't work, bro. They don't work.
They don't. So my thing with the wall was like, I agree we need a stricter border. I 100% agree with that. What I don't agree with is we need a stricter border to keep the Mexicans out.
Facts.
Like, why the fuck would you even say that?
I will say this: the majority of people that are crossing are not actually Mexican.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't know the statistics on that. I won't speak on it.
They're not. It's from
But
South. They're mostly South American.
but just the Mexican thing really upset me, bro. Because like when I was doing the construction thing, this is kind of stereotypical, but it's facts. There was a fuckload of Mexicans on the job sites. A lot of them were illegal. But dude, they were all cool as fuck. All cool as fuck. They all worked their fucking ass off till about 2 o'clock. Then they fucking ate and took naps. But then they get right back to it. That's the people you're calling fucking rapists and murderers?
And
disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. And that again comes like, and that's my issue with politics. Another issue with politics now, the rhetoric. I feel like they need to calm down on both sides. Like,
dude, we just need to
let's stop labeling everyone that isn't at a fucking LGBT rally a bigot.
We need to get
he's probably at work or minding his fucking business as you should do. Let's stop calling all Mexicans rapists. Let's stop saying everyone gets pulled over and shot that they deserve it because it's not true. Like, if you're in that figure of power, like you gotta watch what you say on.
You do, because there's a lot of stupid motherfuckers that'll follow everything you say.
And as we saw at the Capitol, once they're radicalized, they're radicalized. Like that's just it. And that's my issue with like politicians as a whole. And I'm like, hey, so like AOC, she's the big one. Like she's on Twitter all the time, and I'm just like, okay, I see what you're saying. I get it. I feel like she means well, but again, your rhetoric, it sounds like an attack, and you are igniting liberals to do dickhead shit just the same.
100%, dude.
Like, you gotta understand that you are pushing a pretty socialistic economy and society that I don't want to be a part of that shit. I don't want to live in utopia, bro. I don't have to keep walking around thinking, afraid of what I'm going to say to piss somebody off. I'm not being a part of that shit. I'm not. But again, politics now is just biggest headline. Let's keep it all Democrat, keep it all Republican. It's just,
but dude, that just doesn't.
It's not getting done. Nothing is going to get done,
dude. Like you said, the utopia thing that doesn't work. You know what utopias are? It's communism. That's the idea behind communism.
People seem to forget, and this is why I feel like anyone that's a little too liberal is you're just fucking. You lost a screw or two or three. It doesn't matter what society you're in. Someone has to be up top.
100%. That's just the way shit
So
works.
your society is never going to work on that simple fact that someone has to be on top. Someone
Sooner
has
or
to
later.
lead.
Sooner or
Someone has
later.
to.
Even
We
if you
can't all
have a
just sit
utopia.
around giving out free shit and thinking, hey, I don't want free shit. I want to work for something. So when I work for and I pay my taxes, I get my tax refund and I can do whatever I want to do.
Right.
I want to be in control of what I do, my own fate.
Right.
And again, I feel like why that's we are where we are is because, like, let's bring up one topic: universal healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
My piece on that is we should have, as a U.S. citizen, an option to say, let's have the basic necessities. I should be able to go get a checkup. I should be able to, you know what I'm saying, get
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
ears,
Like the small stuff, not like
small
full on
stuff,
heart
dental,
surgery.
nose, things that can really turn south on, like for regular people like us.
Mm.
We should have that as an option. If you do choose that option, your taxes go up. Yes. Should that be something that we put across on everyone in America? No. Like, why can't politics just be that?
Because
Let's have options.
nobody wants to agree on shit.
Let's have options.
That doesn't make anybody money. That's why they don't want to. That doesn't make them money. If they're not making money off of it, bro, they don't want to do it.
Because as you know, not everyone gets sick the same. If I feel
Right.
like I'm healthy and I'm built different because I am, then I won't opt for that plan. But that doesn't mean that a single mother who's busting her ass day in and she's got 2, 3 kids to take care of, not for any comfort. I'm not saying it's any fault of her own. It's probably, and 9 times out of 10, it's not. Niggas are terrible people who do shitty
100%.
things, get pregnant and run off.
Men are dickheads.
Men are dickheads. So why shouldn't she have access to healthcare for her and her family? You see what I'm saying? Like,
To the
why can't we have
Democrats,
both?
she should. To the Democrats, she should. To the Republicans, fuck you. Sorry.
That's why nothing gets done. And then, guns, second. We need them. Democrats, oh no,
Sorry.
gun
Suck it the
violence. The
fuck
gun's
up.
gonna
We
fall
need
off
them.
the table and kill 20 people. Republicans, fuck you. We need LMGs. We need miniguns. Like, let's not
You,
let's pull things together and say, all right, we need
you
to
ever
have
shot it?
arms.
You ever shot a LMG? Kind of
Want to,
fucking fun.
want to, want to.
Kind of fucking
Yeah,
fun.
let's come together and say, you know what? We need protection. We're gonna keep. We should have rights.
Right.
You're going, as far as pistols and everything go, it's actually, background checks. That's a thing that needs to happen.
They already
Once
have
you get
background
into
checks for that though.
right, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm just listening them out.
Got okay.
Background checks, yeah. Once you're moving up to, rifles, higher powered things, same background checks. I feel like a weapon at that caliber should be somewhat registered. It needs to be registry.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Let's have it. You can keep it. Let's have it registered each year. You come in. This is what I got. This is what's on it. Like a scope. You know what I'm saying? Just keep track of things. That way we know who has what and that they should have it.
I
As far
understand that. I don't think I don't personally. I don't think I don't really want people knowing my speed. Like when you buy a gun brand new,
yeah,
it's registered. It's registered.
Yeah.
But if I sold my Glock to you, which I can legally, I can sell my Glock to you. You don't have to register that shit.
I'm for transparency. Let's say transparency, right? Because I feel like guns are gonna fall into the wrong hands, which is why people should be able to have them to defend themselves. Because there's always gonna be criminals, always gonna be crime. Criminals themselves make the economy way too much money. That's why you're never gonna get rid of crime. It's impossible. But when you have instances where you have school shootings and bombings and whatnot, where the person that committed these crimes was flagged by the federal government 3 times, never picked up off the street, that's bullshit.
That's a different fucking issue.
Yeah, and but
that's a
again. But this is when I tied into. That's separate. But as a Democrat, I'm going to lead with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
See my point? You see what I'm saying?
See what you're saying.
And that's where we get the full disconnect again, because again, the one-sided story, you're never going to get the full. That's just what that is, and it just I feel like we're stuck in like a never-ending battle of politicians fighting.
Dude, we're constantly chasing our fucking tail and shooting ourselves in the foot. Like literally, I feel like I am 100% for overthrowing the politicians. I don't think but I don't think we should have any fucking political parties.
We don't. I feel like we should just vote.
Just
Boom.
yeah, just have people running for certain pieces.
Vote.
Who was it? It was somebody on Joe Rogan's podcast that brought up an idea that I thought was kind of cool. It may have been Joe himself, but he was talking about having like instead of having like, this is all hypothetically speaking, but like instead of having like a president at the head of everything that has to deal with all these issues, have kind of like, a president of agriculture, a president of this, president of that, just kind of head of one thing, a council per se, not an oligarchy. Because oligarchy, you know what that is, military people, military group taking over. No, just like a council above the council, because the Senate is technically the council for the president. Yeah. So like a council above the council that kind of handles all that. I mean, it's all hypothetical. I don't know if it would work or not. I'm not a fucking politician. I don't even give a fuck about politics. But
okay, so when you vote, you actually voting for the electoral college. Mm-hmm. The fact that they can still take your vote and put it somewhere else is bullshit to me. That shouldn't even be an option. Mm-hmm. That, because we can imagine if Georgia did turn blue, and whoever we voted for electoral college decides they're going to cast a vote for Republican anyways. Mm-hmm. What do we do about that? That's legal,
right?
Why are we voting for people to vote for us? You know what I'm saying? It's like we're putting these people in like a place of power. And once they get there, it's like, I'm making $400,000 a year. I'll see y'all in 4 years. That's kind of what's been happening.
Right.
I'm in a timeout. Like nothing.
I mean, it's a job, dude. At the end of the day,
it is. But like, you guys the job that you have is for us.
It is, but they don't see it that way. I feel like that gets forgotten, that we appoint these politicians to represent us. We don't appoint them, to make basically whatever the fucking decision they want to make.
Yeah.
It's not their job. Their job is to, if they're not doing a good job of representing us, then people need to do their part and remove them.
And you see that with like those super PACs. You have companies that make groups, and they're like, "Hey, so and so's, my cousin knows a guy who knows a guy's a politician.
Would you put this guy in?
Let's bill together. Let's put this bill together.
Yeah,
we'll see what that's. Why is that a thing? Why is that legal?
Because the PACs see what the fuck they're doing. Like, hey, why don't you cut back on some of those taxes? That's not going to work for us. Oh, you don't want to?
That's literally how we ended up at Walmart, bro. That's how we ended up at fucking Walmart.
Right. And if you don't play ball,
you control so much of an industry that you got politicians in your pocket. I'm gonna lower my prices so you can't afford to get in business, and then I'm just gonna buy your business out and send it to China, send it overseas.
Right. And they like these they've given too much power to them, because it's like, if you don't play ball, they're going to either stop the cash flow so you're not getting any more money for your campaign, or they're going to bankroll somebody else to beat you. Or nowadays with social media, they can get you fucking canceled.
That's another fucking.
I mean, it's just like it's a weird time, bro. It's like there's a lot of weird shit going on that we've never dealt with in history.
It's not getting any better. Everyone's trying to create this safe place society. I'm just like, yeah, no, bro. Like,
meanwhile, your boy's over here trying to be a dangerous man with jiu-jitsu and gun toting.
Protect yourself. That's all you can do.
I mean, I just hope that people will come together, man. I really do. I just want people to be left alone. Do what the fuck you want to do. As long as it doesn't affect nobody else, do what you want to do. Make your fucking money.
And just don't be a piece of shit, bro.
Right, just don't be a piece of shit. Google used to have a quote that says "Don't be evil." He used to have that up in there.
That's just don't be a dickhead, bro. People like use their politicalness and just as an excuse to be fucking dickheads. Like, and I see that the Gwinnett News page on Facebook. Mm-hmm. If you follow them, just go to the comments. You'll see exactly what happened. Like,
no, thank you.
Bro, for the past 3 weeks, I've been seeing like everyone's like, oh. Okay, so the crime rate's been going up around the cabin around Gwinnett.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing comments, oh, this is Blue Georgia. Thanks, Biden. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I read this. I remember that because I used to follow that page. I got off.
Yeah.
I saw that back in like 2016. Like they would always say Gwinnett's the new DeKalb, or
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
Gwinnett's
glad I
gone.
left. If you left, why are you still following the page? Oh, I
I,
don't want my kids around there, and it's all these Mexicans, and I'm like, there you go, being racist again. There it is.
you're a racist, aren't you?
I saw it. I saw it.
I feel like the only people that comment on that shit are like just old people. People have nothing else better to do.
People whose, and I say this respectfully, people's whose opinions no longer matter to this society.
Right.
I think we also need to understand that we do get to an age where our opinions need to stop holding weight. It should not hold any more weight.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't. I shouldn't be 86 years old telling you that we don't need LGBT rights. You're out of your
Bro, you
time,
only
bro.
got a couple more years left. Why don't you?
Yeah, you're out of your time, bro. Let's let the young guys have this.
Go
Let
sit
them
in the
figure this
corner,
out.
dog. Eat your
Yeah,
ice
let's
cream, Fred.
because them being gay, you're probably still never even gonna see him in your old ass age. You
Right.
not live in such a like.
You never know.
No,
You
what I'm saying, you now live in a. Most people at that age have a set of friends, a set of things to do, and a set of places that they go.
yeah.
And because of their beliefs, they're not.
I
You
mean,
get what I'm saying?
it is 2021, dude. A fucking trans woman could run up in there and shake her dick in his face.
I mean,
Just hey, look at this. Shake.
yeah, I guess if that ever does happen,
I mean, it would be the craziest shit that
but,
happened in the last 4 years.
I mean, I say that to say like we all kind of we create our own. We're all perspective. It's like perspective. We all live in our own world.
Right.
We all build our own world. So
Hard to see outside of it.
it's hard to see outside of it, which is why it's hard to tell someone that's middle class that hey, there are people that don't eat before they go to sleep, right?
Right.
Well, that's bullshit. You'll get a job.
They don't know that. They don't.
Yeah, that's. And then it's hard to tell some people that are less fortunate that not all middle class people have it as easy as you think.
Not all people with money are evil. Not everybody with money is evil.
Boom. Thank you. Perspective is weird because like the neighborhood that I live in now, literally everybody went to high school with that was like basically someone wealthy lives in it, still lives in this neighborhood. And I remember like back then, like damn, like my boys got money. And I'm here now and I'm like, well, this is nice. Obviously, there's a level of a new financial level, but this shit still's not easy, bro.
Oh,
It isn't. I can take 3 months off work because I have money. It's not that either.
It's never that. COVID showed that to a lot of people. Like, yeah, you might have it good,
exactly,
but you don't have it as good as you thought you did.
It's perspective, and as I try to tell people, like I feel like the least we all owe each other is like just don't be an asshole.
Right.
Like it's okay to like listen to another person's struggles. They're not everyone is just making shit up, bro. Like,
and don't make assumptions. Don't assume because you live a certain way that everybody else lives that way.
But that thing with the student loans, everyone's like, well, I paid mine off. Not everybody.
How long did you pay yours off? Did you have to pay yours off through a fucking epidemic? Like that's the reason that's happening because a lot of people got put out of work.
Listen, I'll say it on camera. I don't call the bank a couple times and say, yo, like, I'm gonna need some help on this. Like when I lost my job, I ran through my savings and safety funds quick and I called the bank and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna need a month, man.
Hey, it's me again.
Hey, it's me again. And I did it. I'll be honest, I did it twice. Like I took a month off my car note.
Well, there's no shame in that.
Pushed it back, and then so the next 2 months I got to it. Shit got rocky again because when you lose your job, but there's a lot of catch up that you have to like pay back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of catching up to do, and you never almost catch up. Call them again and say, "Hey, I need another month," because that money that I had to pay my car note and stuff, I had to use to catch up on some shit from before.
Mm-hmm.
Had that month off, finally got things rolling again, and now I'm like, now I'm kind of like back in the swing of things, but it's too easy to like end up in a shitty poor situation. Like
it's I won't even say it's too easy. It's inevitable if you stop.
Yeah.
You stop going forward, life's gonna fuck you up.
You can't stop. And that's where we're at now. I'm kind of just like I've become a lot more progressive. That's why I say I'm very centered as far as my political beliefs on both sides. But as far as like because of what my family's been through, I can tell you like when shit gets hard, People aren't making this shit up, bro. They're not. Not people aren't lazy. People aren't at their house scratching their ass asking for government assistance.
Some people
I,
are.
some people are, but I'm saying like
Across the spectrum, it's a very small amount. Yes.
it's a very small amount doing that. And it wasn't easy for me applying for fucking unemployment and seeing that Steve decided to tell them that I had a whole history of absentees and like you were trying to fire me for a while. Let's not make it what it
I
was.
know for a fact he was. I know for a
Yeah,
fucking
you were
fact.
trying to fire me for some time because I didn't let you have full control of all this. Like Steve would leave you on a bad he would lead you on a bad path on purpose as long as he was in charge. And I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna waste my time knowing that I'm doing something wrong to come back and then you have to come in my face and yell at me and tell me I now have an hour to do more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I now have to do more work to correct a mistake that wasn't even mine to begin with. And that's where we started butting heads. And like
That whole place is a shit show.
I got a proof for unemployment, and I'm like, cool. Checks not coming in, checks not coming in, checks not coming in. But again, I never stopped. I didn't depend on it. I was back on LinkedIn. I had like 4 or 5 interviews.
Yeah, it ain't like you got
I
fired.
was doing.
You didn't get fired. I was like, fuck it, this is life now.
Yeah.
You like, what next?
When I got the letter that so then they told me why I was declined. I was like, wow, this is what it's come through. The fact that you could tell someone in a pandemic, I know you have access to this money, but I'm going to decline it anyways. You're a shit fucking person. That just is what it is. I don't care what. This isn't me begging for government handout. It's simple. With what we have going on, I can't tell someone I'm not going to give them. I'm you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to not give you unemployment. Especially knowing that how many jobs like I applied to where I got like offers, but for future employment because they're on hiring freezes. You have companies that were on hiring freezes for like 6 months.
Oh yeah, because everybody was fucking terrified.
Freightliner was on a hiring freeze, which I was for months. Even on their I spoke to my supervisor from in South Carolina about coming back over the summer. Hiring freeze across the board. Even in their engineering department, there's a hiring freeze.
Why wasn't Georgia Tech on a hiring freeze?
So Georgia, I'm not sure, but I do know that they actually developed some of the test kits.
Okay, nice.
They actually developed some of the test kits also.
That might be why then they couldn't stop.
Yeah, they're part of the whole fight against it.
Nice.
So it's just like it just comes out to perspective. You gotta understand that you can't let the good suffer for the bad ever.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say because there's one bad apple who sits at home and collects his government checks that no one should get it. Like I've seen an argument like this girl was on Facebook arguing, like, hey, I've been working this whole pandemic. I never got a stimulus check. Whoever's doing your taxes is fucking you, but you should have got it. Because you don't make enough money to not
might be getting claimed. Her mom might be claiming, or her parents might be claiming her.
Thank you. A lot of people don't know what's going on behind the scenes in their own lives.
Oh,
they blame it on
politics. No, but a lot of people don't. They're fucking. They like to be told what to do. They take no responsibility for their own shit.
No, they just get on and one politician says, "Hey, such and such says you're not getting a check, so and you run with it."
Right.
Someone commented was like, "Hey, you can just claim it on your taxes, right?" No. He was like, "Yeah, you can." But that's the thing. It's I actually like read it's like a part of relief act. If you don't get the stimulus check, when tax time comes, you can claim it as a credit.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna tell my girl about that.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta understand. Sometimes you really just have to like sit back and just read. And she's going on, but she's like, "Well, I've been working this whole time," and I'm like, "So why don't you take your own Republican advice and get a better job?" Like I can just be you.
Time out. How'd you know she was a Republican?
She was. So we used to go to school with her. We went to school with her. You just know.
Okay.
We used to go to school.
You profiled her. Is what you're telling me.
And I profiled correctly. It's like, I'm like, yo, these comments are. She's commenting and she's pushing. I'm like, I'm waiting for the L word. Dropped the liberal and I said, boom, there it is. There it is. I knew it was coming. And I'm like, this is my point. Like, you came into this. Who was it? Is locked? Give me a second.
Are you good, brother? Well, it's just your boy. About to end this, and we've been at this for almost 2 hours. But fuck, like we're having a really good fucking conversation. I really need to get my fucking studio set up. This fucking Zoom shit is ghetto.
How bad about that?
You good?
But, yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, where'd I stop at? Oh, drop the L bomb. And I'm just like, if more people just took a step back and read into things, look things up, let's not look into, don't like log in and go on CNN. Don't
No.
log in on your internet, go to Fox. If you do, pick the words that matter. Like if there's an act that was dropped, Google that act and read what that act is.
But hold on. Before you go any further, you can't even trust Google anymore. You can't because all right, I was listening. I told you I listen to podcasts every day.
Yeah.
Did you see the article about a doctor in Florida that took the vaccine and died like 2 days later?
No.
A lot
But
of
I've been
people
seeing
did.
stories like
I
people that
fucking
like
remember
passing out and
seeing.
stuff.
I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on
Yeah.
Instagram. Joe apparently saw it and tried to Google it, and it wouldn't pull up. And he had to go to a different browser. I think DuckDuckGo, some shit like
Yeah.
that. He
Yeah.
had to go there, and they pulled it right up. So you can't even just Google shit anymore, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking dangerous.
Like I said, it's politicians putting us where they need us. It's all that is. It's the media. The media is now politics. There's no more separating the
Yes.
two.
Yeah. There's no more
There is no
separation.
more separating the two. And because of that, it's just like having a super PAC. Big media leans over like, we need some representation. We're gonna
Fuck
go
this
ahead and
guy.
yeah, let's stir the pot a little bit.
So what's your plan? Like, how do we fix this? How do we come out of this shit?
First thing, and this is like my anti-liberal, get rid of fucking liberals. Let's that mentality of
It's never ending. It's never ending.
help me. I don't feel safe.
It's never
I
ending.
don't
It's always
like
something.
damn, it's like, bro. Yeah, damn, bro. We all got problems. I be depressed too. I done cried
Bro, you
myself to
crying
work.
again?
Like, damn, I done been at work crying, but guess where I was at work? Get up, man. Like, y'all just here bitching, man. Like, damn. It's like it's so much times like I ended up like I get off of social media and stuff. It's just like, bro, are y'all bitching again?
Gotta take a break sometimes. That shit
Like,
gets
I don't ever like, damn, like take some shrooms, just have a nice time, something, man. Bitching.
Just go fucking work out for a bit. Go
Get
do
out.
something. Get out the
Thank
house.
you.
Put the phone down.
I see people they just make excuses. I can't work out for my depression. And my depression states that I need to work out to feel better. But I'm just like, well, you
Bro,
gotta pick one, motherfucker.
working out pulled me out of fucking depression.
Same.
Working out helps with that shit.
I didn't go today because I was at the shop, but I look forward to my workouts now. I look forward to
I've barely been all week. Dude, ever since I got licensed, I've been on fucking go.
Yeah. I need to get my meal prep back up, man.
I've been eating like a steak a day.
It's just to like pull it back in, man. Like that weak mindset. People, there are a lot of weak ass people in this country now.
100%.
And what making people feel okay with being weak.
Bunch of fucking
And
punk.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like we should have weak moments. Our lives should not revolve around being weak.
Dude, I 100% agree.
That's that. I done bawled my fucking eyes. I then had to call my mom, talk to my mom all the time. I talk to my dad. You all go through heartbreak.
Right.
I get it.
Acknowledge your emotions. Deal with it.
We all got emotions. Men as a whole, we need therapy more than women do because we've been told for a long time that men don't feel certain things. And
dude, going to therapy is one of the best things I could ever do, honestly. And for me, I've always been an emotional man, but like a lot of my anger came from the fact that I ignored the fact that I was emotional. Once I came to terms with
That
the
was
fact that
me.
I'm an emotional
Bro,
man,
I used to be so like, yo, I feel like a fucking bitch. Like I'm always like thinking about shit. I'm always like wondering how I made someone else feel. And like I used to hate that because like, bro, like I want to be a hard ass. Now I'm like,
right? Because that's what
people
we're
are
told to
being
be.
around me because I'm not a dickhead. I respect other people. I'm just like a regular person. I'm attacking my emotions. I don't do. I understand that the things that I say and do affects other people. It's
Right.
part of life. There's nothing wrong with that. But then I think like men as a whole have just been forced to just be get up and go to work.
Yeah, and and let's and that's and if I feel like that affects men more than women. I don't know. I'm not a woman, but most Americans they don't have anything else going on in their lives besides life, like work, bills, kids. Like, dude,
And
if
that is
I would kill myself if I had a boring ass life like that.
I'm gonna pull that back into what you said about it not affecting women. It affects women. That is how you end up with men a lot of times that depend on women for that side of their life. Like it's always like you always hear stories
Fair
of
enough.
men
Okay.
like they meet a girl and like she's the one that has to like, hey, take a pause. Let's go on a let's go here. Let's go to Tallulah Falls. Let's
Mhm.
go because we don't get that. We just get the school, work, provide, get a family, provide for your family. But like the thing about providing and like I see my dad himself do a lot more like, or you gotta come home.
You have to.
You gotta come home and you gotta you my dad takes out my younger siblings, took them to the mall, got my little brothers like they live for that time.
But like when you come home, all of you has to come home.
Has to.
The mental too. You can't just be there physically. You got to be there mentally. And you're right because what you said, you touched on the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Yeah, so you're 100% right. It does affect women, especially in that way. So you're 100% right. This,
They're like they take the emotional burden of the household. Or
unfortunately, so most of the time, yes, most of the time that's what happens.
and then that's why they say like happy wife, happy life, man. You gotta just do things, man. You can't be afraid to like enjoy life.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not pushed. Like some men don't even like believe in that. Like, dude, whether you have to have an outlet. Everybody has to have an outlet, a mental outlet and a physical outlet. More so a physical outlet. That's what I believe in. More so a physical outlet because the physicality will then affect your mentality. If you push your body, to do whatever fucking brutal shit you do, at the end of that, your body and your mind intertwine, and you're gonna feel fucking euphoric. You're gonna feel great.
Yeah.
Like there's too much stressful shit in life for you to not de-stress.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be more than just that one vacation you take a year.
And that is why like I see there's always the argument again, like women have this argument against men that play the game. I don't think you understand what it is to come home and turn your game on and know you're relaxing.
Not
I
for me.
For me personally, no, I'm not I don't live on the game. Like it
Game
pisses me
pisses
off
me the
when times
fuck
too.
off.
But like, yo, I come home times and boys in the game, yo, what's popping? Yo, you just peace.
Bro,
It's a part of it. It's a
I
part of it.
get mad. The game pisses me off.
I raised too, but bro, some of like the conversations, like the laughing, it's just like it's
Like
fun.
it's male bonding.
It is like, and I feel like I think men need hobbies too.
I think men
Hobbies
have
that
hobbies.
hobbies that you don't turn into like people have this misconception that your hobby needs to be your like a financial thing. You
Right.
need hobbies. Just let it be a hobby.
Like fucking you ever been
Like,
kayaking?
no,
Fun as fuck. Like
I've done
biking,
I've
kayak,
done moving. That's about it.
tubing.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't swim. So I won't do it again until I learn to
doesn't
swim.
count. But
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
kayaking, biking, like the gym, martial arts, archery, shooting, dude, just driving. Go for a drive on Sunday. Just something outside of your day, something that brings you peace. But there's a fine line with that because if you get too much into your hobby, like with me, the gym got expensive real quick between supplements, eating for diets, gear, you know, jiu-jitsu's expensive as fuck. I might have to take a break on that because that shit's expensive as hell. I'm dropping like 170 a month. Yeah, it's expensive. At least
Yeah,
until I get my real estate career off the ground.
that's what I was paying for mine. I get
But
it.
yeah. But you highlighted something very big that strikes home with me. The hobby thing, man. People in general need hobbies because I feel like a lot of just I feel like when people become adults, all they think of being an adult is like no fun. You just have to work. Like no, you're supposed to have fun.
That's how that shit was in South Carolina. That's why I came home every weekend because I love that job 100%, but I could never move to South Carolina.
Right.
Just shit there to do, bro. Like I would work 5 days a week. I'd work, come home, take like an hour to myself, and then straight back. I was taking 3 classes, straight back to school work like midnight. Fucking shower. I gotta do dishes. I gotta clean my room. Like it was like day. I'm just like, bro, like I don't even have time to fucking like just do it for me. Like I just can't. I can't pull up a 2 hour movie. Like obviously I have weekends off, but like you want to get out and go do things. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
in
don't want
South
to sit in the
Carolina,
house.
and I'm just like, there's nothing around me to do. I'm not driving an hour out. Like Spartanburg is closed, but I don't want to go to fucking Buffalo's. Buffalo's in Georgia. There's Buffalo Wild Wings in Georgia. Like there's,
Right. I get it. I get it. But
yeah, I'm like here in Georgia. There's always you pick somewhere an hour and a half out. You're in a whole new place.
yeah, Tallulah Gorge, fucking Ravencliff, uh, Gainesville, Georgia,
Well,
Stone
Gainesville is
Mountain.
the perfect way to like. Gainesville is country Mexicans.
It's
That's
disgusting.
literally Gainesville. It's country
It's,
Mexicans. It's so weird.
I hate that place, man. Yeah,
Gainesville is a shitty place, bro. I
weird, dude.
don't.
It's
I
weird.
could not live in Gainesville.
You see meth heads walking around. It's
A
just
lot of just shrugs,
like a
bro.
fantasy
Shrugs.
place.
Me and Sean were up there one day at Ace, and we stopped by that. There was a plaza that was close by. There was a Little Caesars place, and some guy
Uh,
that he knew from high school came up
I
to
know
him.
where he's at.
Yeah, some guy came up to him like his whole front row of teeth are gone, and everything else is round falling. Like, hey man, let's go to high school together. And I'm like,
Ew,
hey,
dude.
yo,
I
see,
remember you when you
I
had
can,
me.
I can, I'm looking in the car that he came out of, and I'm like, yeah, they're all gone.
That's disgusting.
And I'm just like, it just looks terrible. And he gets back in the car and sounds like he's on meth. And I'm like, dude, he's on. I don't think it's just meth, bro. He's on a lot. He's itching, bro. He's just staying here itching, bro. He's on
That's
something, bro. It just looks
disgusting, bro.
terrible.
Dude, I once saw it. I was at a gas station one day and I was behind this guy. He had reached in his pocket to pull out his wallet to pay for whatever the fuck he was buying. And once he pulled his wallet, a little bag of meth dropped on the ground. And I looked at it, I was like,
Kick that shit across.
I was waiting for him to walk away. I was like, if he walks away, he doesn't notice that I'm kicking that shit across the fucking floor.
Have to.
So then like he had looked down, noticed it, looked at me, and he was like, I was like, yeah, I know your secret, dog.
Wait for my gas, I won't tell anyone.
You're on that shit, ain't you? But Akeem, brother, it's we've been at this for almost 2 hours, dog. Gotta hop off.
Man, listen, I get it. But I feel like we touched about everything that we were supposed to from last time. But
We did.
honestly, I feel like we should do like a let's call it like a once a month political update.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
For this, let's see what Biden's gonna do.
Let me hear you say this. You fucking enjoy this goddamn podcast, don't
I
you?
enjoy the podcast.
It's nice.
It's like being back at work with no PMs. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Bro, we used to just sneak off, just sit on the fucking tires and talk until Steve came and said some shit. I can't wait till I get
money working. They should do, bro.
Dude, I can't wait till I get the studio. When I get the studio, you're gonna be one of the first guests on there. I promised my girl she'd be the first guest. She got on to me about having Miguel on here before her, but but I'm gonna have her as the first in-person guest.
No, don't sleep on the couch, man. Take care of that. Take care of that.
But look, brother, I love you. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed this shit. Yeah, man.
All right, it's a good conversation. I'm gonna sign off.
All right, brother.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. Text me.